This is Kristen Heemstra, your personal college and career coach, talking to you about the various supplemental essays that you will encounter as you go through the application process. Now, right now, I've added some schools to my list. I have Princeton up here because I want to talk about theirs in particular. So you can see you have your Common App essay. That is the main essay that you will be writing. These essays are going to be no more than 650 and no fewer than 250. And then you're gonna have an opportunity to see these. Tell us about a person who's influenced you. One great challenge. The culture represents all this kind of stuff. So you're gonna pick one of these. Again, it lists it down here, and you are going to write that. Not on here. You can write it on your Google Drive or whatever, and then you'll import it in after it's perfected. They want to know your extracurricular or work experience, and they're asking you to elaborate on one activity. Now, when you're doing your application, you kind of want your narrative to be seamless. So the one activity you may want to talk about can be related to how you're presenting yourself. Sometimes it's not, but it's not a bad idea to have those two related, or at least some of these questions related. Please tell us how you have spent the last 2 summers or vacations between school years, and any jobs that you have had. More information there. Then they have a little, just what's your favorite book? What's your favorite movie? Your favorite website? Your favorite, all these kind of things. Then you can submit a graded paper if you want to. And here you can also submit things about, other pieces of information you want to be in there. So now let's talk about Hope College. What a lot of these schools have is, and Hope, I think we went through this before, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but they want to know things about what your church is and things like that. University of Chicago has the most colorful questions for the writing supplement. So let's see what their questions are. Applicants may submit their UChicago writing supplement essays through Common App or through UChicago. Would you like, and I'm going to just say through Common App, and then you're going to choose one of 6 extended essay options and upload a 1 or 2 page response. So, and I'm just going to read one because they're always so funny. In 2015, the city of Melbourne, Australia, created a tree mail service in which all the trees in the city received an email address so that residents could report any tree-related issues. As an unexpected result, people began to email their favorite trees, sweet and occasionally humorous letters. Imagine this has been expanded to any object, tree or otherwise, in the world, and share with us the letter you'd send to your favorite. So, and they're all of this ilk. They're actually the most fun, if you ask me, the most fun essay questions. Let's take a look at Chapel Hill, and you're going to see applications, see what the questions come up with. Those are not the questions that I want. They do have their own set of questions, which is not coming up right now. But a lot of their questions are along the lines of what's something that you would change in your community has been a big one for them. Tell us why you want to go to UNC has been one for them. Here they are. Okay. Please provide 2 prompts. Who's made a difference in your life? What would you change about the place that you live? What's important about your background? And then your second one, you have to pull 2. Information to share, that kind of a thing. Relationships of individuals who work at the school. And Carolina doesn't have it. Let's take a look at Wake Forest. Almost all of these schools tend to have an I love you essay. Now, the I love you essay is, why do you want to go to our school? You need to be very, very specific when you hit that question, and you need to do your due diligence. Get in their website, get in their majors, figure out who's doing what kind of research, tell them who you'd like to study with, what you've been impressed by. Don't make it so general that anyone could write it. What they're asking you for is to validate that you actually know about the school. So show them that you have done that research. Wake Forest, you're going to see writing questions, what piques your curiosity, fiction. They usually have a list of 10 in here. Cultural norms, your top 10 list, and then they don't tell you what it's a top 10 of, so that's a real way to get creative with things. Mottos, music. So you have all the schools are going to have their own little quirky ways of gathering information and evaluating their students. I just want you to get kind of familiar with this process, though, so you're not thrown off guard. And I really want you to know that when you come upon the essay of why do you want to go to school here, that you nail that essay with information specific to the school so that anybody reading that essay would be able to say, oh, this student knows exactly about our school. You don't want it to be so general that it can apply to any school, because that tells them you haven't really done your research and you don't really know a lot about them. So enjoy the essays.